Welcome to Big Blend Radio's Jefferson Highway Show. This historic highway was formed in 1915 by the Jefferson Highway Association. It runs from Winnipeg, Canada, all the way to New Orleans, Louisiana. Let's go! So welcome everyone. Today we are going on our road trip. We are going to Vinita, Oklahoma, and we are going to revisit the Highway Cafe. And the Highway Cafe is also right next door to the Western Motel. We've got Beth Hilburn here. So Vinita, Oklahoma is on Route 66 and on the historic Jefferson Highway. And you are definitely a spot for everyone to visit. So welcome back, Beth. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Oh, we're doing well. We're doing well.
Yeah, so I didn't realize how long you've had the restaurant. Yeah, so the Highway Cafe, but it really kind of started in a way with your parents, right, with the Western Motel, because these are like two next door places, so you can eat and sleep.
Yes. Yes. So our two facilities kind of share a parking lot. My parents actually purchased the motel right during 9/11. They had just moved here, just got to
Wow.
town 2001. And so and we were in the process of moving from the Dallas, Texas area. My husband and
Uh-huh.
I and small child. So we moved here and kind of made Veneta our new home.
Oh, that's awesome. So now you bought the motel from your mom, right? So your dad, you were saying we've got a great write up on you that your mom and dad bought it, and your dad was 80 when he decided to become a hotelier. Am I reading this right?
Yes, so he was 80 when they purchased the
Wow.
Western Motel next door. That actually was their third motel that they owned in their lifetime. They did other
Okay.
things too. My dad was a real estate broker. My mother was a real estate agent. I mean, he had a gas station at one point. They did multiple things. My mother even had a little restaurant, uh, actually a couple restaurants at different times in my life growing up. So, um, you know, they weren't, this wasn't new territory for them, but I can't imagine at 80 years old thinking, wow, let's go buy a motel. It's a lot of work. It's 24/7. They actually have living quarters in the office. So they lived right there on site, and my goodness, they ran the motel until my dad passed away in
Mm.
2020. So when he died, was the fall of 2020. He made it to 100. His birthday was in
Wow.
August, and then he didn't pass away till October. And my husband and I actually bought the motel the following January from my mother.
Oh, wow. And so now you've been doing this big renovation project because you got 20 rooms, and then three of them are like dedicated to road trippers and
Yes.
travelers.
Yes. They're
Okay.
specifically set up with roadie decor, and we offer those only for our overnight guests. Um, they're kind of our specialty rooms, and then we have other rooms that we rent daily, weekly, and monthly.
Okay. So what do people do in Veneta? What is a highlight for them to experience? Is there any museums? Is Lake Eufaula near you, or am I getting my map upside
No,
down?
no, Lake Eufaula
I'm
is
upside
south
down.
of here. Yeah, probably about 3 hours to Lake Eufaula,
Oh,
but
see,
we are
that's
really
nothing to
close.
me.
I know you're a roadie, so you know all about it. We are really close though to Grand Lake or Hudson Lake. Both of those are really close, and we have Twin Bridges, which is a beautiful area, maybe 45 minutes east of here. But Bonita offers a lot to
Hmm.
people traveling through. We have some really awesome antique stores in town, some little boutiques, the little mercantile where you can pick up some souvenir type stuff and some gifting type stuff. I think Veneta has a lot to offer. Not only that, but the history of Veneta. We were one of the first cities here in Oklahoma. We were the first ones to have electricity in Oklahoma. We are also the crossroads
Wow.
for the trains. So we have an east-west train, we have a north-south train, and we are the crossroads for that. And many years ago, we had a opera house that was right there by the crossing of the railroads. Now that Opera House is our city hall building. So that's really neat
Hmm.
to see. The history of our buildings is really incredible. The other thing that we offer, we have a great Vinita Public Library, and in conjunction with that, we have the Eastern Trails Museum, and I really enjoy that little museum. That's kind of my spot to take visitors when they come here. They do an incredible job, and they really work to rotate the things that are in there for display. So really, you can go every 3 or 6 months and never see the same thing twice. It's kind of a neat thing.
Wow. So when it says the Eastern Trails, are we looking at things like Route 66, the Jefferson Highway, or what are the trails about?
I think that has to do with the Indian heritage here in
Okay.
Oklahoma. And so, but it could stand for several things, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you've got the big Indian. So he's at the motel, right? But I mean, it's all kind of one property in a way.
It is kind of one big property now. Before my parents, they just owned the motel and somebody else owned the cafe. The cafe came up for auction. And so my dad decided logistically it just made sense to purchase it because we shared the parking lot and there were always semis parking in the parking lot. And he just felt like it was a good investment. He kind of asked my husband and I, we were doing our own businesses actually at the time. And he just asked us if we could rent it for a little while till he could hire someone. And that was 14 and a half years ago. And we're still here and absolutely love it. My husband is, I will tell everybody this, my husband is actually the cook, not me. I do like to bake, but he's the actual cook, and most of the recipes are his you know, um, home style recipes that he's created. But we make a good little partnership. I love the marketing side of things, and he likes the actual cooking
Yeah.
and being in the restaurant business.
Well, I was looking at some of those photos of the steaks, because you do
Yeah.
steak night is a big deal at the cafe. That's
Steak
a
night is a huge deal. Yeah, that's really gone over well in this area, and we're actually pulling people. I have one little couple that drives every month from Shakota, Oklahoma, which is a shout out to Shakota. They're, at least an hour and a half away, probably a little further than that. So
yeah.
it's really exciting to meet new people every month. We have new people that are coming in, and we're being recommended for our steak night now, which is something kind of
And
kind of unique.
highway burgers, because you got a Jefferson Highway burger, you got a Route 66 burger. So the burgers are, I kind of feel it. So it's like classic diner, right? And you've got a car in there that's in the Guinness Book of World Records. I mean, this is pretty cool.
Right. We try to offer a variety of things. We want to be not just a diner, but also a roadside destination. And, for me as a kid, when I traveled with my family, my dad seemed to always come up with very unique stops. I've mentioned this to several people that we had a trip that we took every summer to Texas to see my grandparents, and right at the Red River, we would stop. There was a little cafe there that we would eat at. It had sawdust on the floor. It
Cool.
had typical country music playing. And then once you were done eating, you could go out back and they had pet armadillos that they had in the backyard. And as a kid, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, that was the stop for me. I couldn't wait to get there. I'm sure I drove them crazy asking how much further, but for me, I wanted to create something that kids would enjoy, people would enjoy, with good food and a good atmosphere as well.
Yeah, good food, good atmosphere, and then you've got the car. I know that's how we first met you on the show. Tell everybody about the Guinness World Records because you've got a lot of big things. You've got the most stickers on a car, right? The most stickers.
Right.
And then you've got the Muffler Man, the giant Muffler Man. You've got
Hmm.
the big Indian, and then you've got a big boy. And do you have a Betty Boop too? Or is
I
it just
do
a
have a
big boy?
Betty Boop as well. Yes, yes.
Whew. Okay. Well, we need to know. Yeah. Okay. So, this is cool. So, does this keep adding on? Like every once in a while, there's like an
Yes,
opportunity presents itself, and it's like, well, we need an addition. And the
yes,
neon signs,
yes.
both of them have neon signs. That's
Yes, so we've just the Western Motel sign was relit, or actually lit for the first time April the 12th of this year. So we've just lit it and it is fantastic. I absolutely love it. We were awarded a grant through the Oklahoma Route 66 Association, which was funded from the Department of Commerce. And it was to create a neon sign. And my goal was to create a neon sign that reflected the neon that was originally there in the 60s. And
mm,
so, if you look at, I had one picture to go off of, which was an old postcard. And if you look at that postcard, I tried to get as close as I can to resemble the cowboy on a horse twirling a lasso. So,
Yeah, it's cool.
it's a great eye catcher now. Not only do you notice the neon sign for the Highway Cafe, but you definitely notice the cowboy at the Western Motel.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I love that you have the neon because that's something we were losing pretty quickly across the country. So I see, it's getting there. It's kind of making a resurgence, and it makes road trips what they are. It's part of it. So are diners.
You can't beat the nostalgia of a good neon. I just
And
absolutely love it. It reminds me of the road trips that I took
mm,
as a kid. Again, I know you probably remember Stuckey's. I remember as a
mhm.
kid seeing that Stuckey's, off in a distance, you could see that sign. And for me, it's just that just really kind of encompasses what it's all about to take a road trip.
Yeah, no, when the Sekis were actually speaking at the last conference for the Jefferson Highway, the one that was in
Oh,
Louisiana, and then her cousin co-hosts a music podcast with us every month, Joey
oh,
Stuckey.
nice.
Yeah,
Nice, nice. Okay.
yeah. So it's a close world. It is. It's a small world, but we've got to get to the car because I know I just got all excited about everything that's there, and I started to ask you about the car, and people get mad at me if you don't get to have a chance to talk about the stickers because this was like a family affair too to make it happen.
It really was. We worked on it for over 8 days. We used over 100 volunteers that came in from 6 different states
Wow.
to sticker the car. And we covered the body of the car with 60,066 individual little half-inch stickers that are all numbered and they're all unique. And they make this beautiful mosaic piece that's on the body of the car.
Yeah, so people can actually sit in the diner next to the car.
Yes, absolutely. You can dine with the car. That's what we like to say. And we lovingly call that part of the cafe the garage. So,
Yeah, the garage. Well, and then you have parties too. So if somebody wanted to have like a diner style or,
yeah.
go 50s, 60s kind of thing, you'll do that?
We've had class reunions, family reunions, birthday parties. We've had all kinds of things, baby showers, even in the garage with the car, and the car still runs. It's a 1963 AMC Rambler, and I absolutely loved it. It was a friend of mine owned it. It was in their barn, and they would pull it out once in a while and drive it around town. And I just love that car. And once I found out that it was a 63, which is the same year that the cafe was built, I just felt like it
Oh,
was meant to be.
that's
I
like,
needed
hello,
that
mine.
car.
Yes, I want the
Yeah.
car. Now, do you drive it out there once in a while? Do you, because since
It
it still runs?
we can drive it. We really plan to kind of use it for parades and
Okay.
promotional things. We haven't done that a lot yet, but we probably will after the centennial. We'll start to use it a little bit more. We do have a big garage door on our garage room, and so we can just pull it right out. And I've pulled it out a couple times and we've taken photos. I actually had a girl that did senior photos, senior pictures with it.
Oh,
So
cool.
you just never know. We're kind of testing the waters for whatever people would like to see us, utilize that room with and the car. And we have another sticker car outside the cafe. We bought another 1963 AMC Rambler, and it's housed outside, and it's just for fun for people to stop 24/7 and sticker that car and take selfies. And we see people all the time, 2 o'clock in the morning, out taking selfies. We had a bunch of college kids not too long ago that were all over the car and really having a good time. And that's really my goal, and the plan was to let people enjoy and have as much fun as they can.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, that's the thing where I think road tripping is, I know Route 66 it has its centennial next year, but we're looking at, the Jefferson Highway, the resurgence of this highway is so exciting. And I see road tripping ever since COVID has really started to have this
Mm,
rebirth. So I love the Jefferson Highway having this rebirth as well because we look at it as communities uniting all on this whole corridor. That it's
mhm.
it's where everybody can recommend each other and get to know each other all the way from Winnipeg to New Orleans, which is super cool to get people to work together that
And
way.
I was here maybe 20 minutes ago and just let a young couple in. They were actually doing Route 66, but their next trip, their planning is going to do the Jefferson Highway, and
Yeah.
they were from Brazil. So I thought that was really interesting. They wanted to do a north-south version, and so I started telling them about the Jefferson Highway, and they were taking down information, and I thought we're opening up a whole new a generation and a whole new crowd of enthusiasts for the Jefferson Highway, which is super exciting.
And people want the authentic experience. We've really changed as travelers, and you are an actual tourist center for the Jefferson Highway.
Yes, we are officially the first stop into Oklahoma. So I think that that's sets people up to learn about all the miles that Oklahoma offers for the Jefferson Highway, and really the state of Oklahoma has really came on board with the signage, which has been a big plus for the last year and a half. Signs have just been going up everywhere, and that's wonderful to help mark the
Mm.
Jefferson Highway.
Now you've got a jukebox. This is important. You have to have a jukebox in a
We
diner.
do have a jukebox. It does have some 45s, originally 45s that are
Wow.
in there, which is really, something else that's kind of cool. And people love to sit out there and enjoy the music and have a good time with it.
Well, also what I wanted to touch on is that you have like outdoors so people can take their food outside or like picnics or be
Mhm,
outside, right? Which is really cool for people who've been maybe in the car all the time to get
mhm.
outside. You've got ample parking, so RVs, trucks. I've seen photos of that. I'm like, dang, you really do have truck room. Like you're not messing around. And my thing
Right.
is, I love to watch, well, because we travel, so I'm always at a rest area or at a park or a diner or something like that. And
Hmm.
I always love to watch the truckers actually park. Like, I
Hmm.
can't parallel park. There's no way. It's
I
not
can't either.
happening. I really can't, and I certainly cannot drive an RV. But when I watch these truckers, like they're parallel parking these massive,
Right.
it's insane. So I personally would come just to even watch that. I'm just
It's like threading a needle for some of these guys, but they're experts, they're professionals, and it's really incredible to watch. We have been just this year we are now a harvest host, so people can
oh,
stay
awesome.
here. They just book it through the Harvest Host app, and we've actually night before last we had four Harvest Host guests and two semis. So we have a large parking lot. It is level. We do have picnic tables across the back. That is tree lined, so you have some shade, grassy areas if you want to, walk a dog or anything that you're traveling with. And we try to really make it, family friendly. Like I said, I go back to taking road trips. I remember, my mother would fry chicken, and we would take that along the road trip, and we always stopped on the side of the highway and would eat a picnic lunch. And that's kind of the other part of what we're trying to create. Whether you want to dine at the cafe or you want to take it to go, you can always sit in the back near the trees and the pond and be able to see
Oh, you have a
all kinds of
pond.
what. Yeah, we have a pond there, and so there's always ducks and geese, and I've got
Oh,
three horses out there, and so
oh, cool.
um, that are pets. They're liable to come up to the fence and beg for food, but people love to be able to kind of see that side of things because we are rural Oklahoma. So I try to provide the whole aspect of being in Oklahoma and what that is all about.
And road tripping, I love it. I think it's fantastic. Now, this is a very important question because I watch this on your Facebook, and everyone, you've got to follow both the Western Motel and Highway Cafe, and it's HI Way, HI Dash Way Cafe on Facebook because there's always something going on. Number one, there's always something, but all of a sudden, like every few days, someone is like, I found the silverware. What is going on with the silverware?
So what we've decided to do, we took a vintage silverware piece that I picked up at a local antique store, and we hide it in our silverware wraps every day. And we never know who's going to win, but once they unwrap it and you see that it's a beautiful teal blue color, and once you unwrap it and you notice it, the waitress will notice it, or you notice it, you automatically win a free dessert.
Ah, see, now that's not bad. That's not
Yeah,
bad. So,
yeah.
okay, now if you were going to dedicate a song or a band that really kind of gives the feel of the region of road tripping, what would you think of? I mean, you've got Reba McEntire way up from you. You've got Carrie
Mhm.
Underwood from not far from you, right, Dakota? And that's got to be how many people come like looking for Carrie Underwood's like home in Oklahoma?
Yeah, I'm sure there's a bunch. You know, I would personally say there's a man named Brent Gideons, and he is an Elvis impersonator. He is
Oh, cool.
one that performed during our sign relighting for the Highway Cafe. He does an excellent job, and he's actually my favorite just because I'm an Elvis fan.
And you do have an Elvis as well. We
We
can't leave
do.
that
We
out.
we have a couple Elvises, yes. So we have one that's a 6 foot life size, holding the guitar. And then I have another that's a poster of him holding a guitar down the hallway. So people can take selfies with him if they'd like.
Ah, very cool. Very cool. Did we miss anything out on all of this? You got so much going on. It's
Oh
like,
gosh,
oh,
I don't know. Well,
hmm.
the only other thing I would mention is our giving wall is still going
Oh,
strong.
that's right.
Yeah,
Ooh,
so I'm super proud of that. That's one that's really kind of sentimental to me. February, I believe, was our third year. Yes, third year. Going strong. We fed a little over 1,700 people so far. And those are just meals that have been prepaid by, diners, and it's for people that can afford a meal. So for me, that's super
wow.
special to me and something that I planned. Originally we started in February, and I just thought if I can feed kids, it was during COVID. And there weren't, the school was closed. And I just remember thinking if we could help feed kids through spring break, that was kind of my goal, and just it would just be a couple weeks, and we just kept going. And then I thought, gosh, if we can feed kids and people through the summer, that would be awesome. And then here we are, 3 years later, we're still going and feeding people that's in need. We fed young families, veterans, older people, young kids. It's been a
Wow.
real true blessing to see that. I think we've had donations from 13 different states and the UK.
Wow. Wow. So do you go out to the people who need the food or do they come to the cafe?
No, they just come to the cafe. Some of them are just transient. Some of them,
Hmm.
have heard about the Giving Wall, that we offer that, so they come out. And I love the program simply because it is anonymous. People just sit down
Nice.
at a booth so that they look like a normal,
Yeah.
regular customer.
They can
The
get
way
feel happy. Yeah.
Yes, and they're able to sit down and just tell the waitress that they want to eat off the Giving Wall, and she'll go and look and see what meals are available, and then come back and let them know kind of, whether it's breakfast or lunch or whatever they're wanting. And then we just make it for them and serve, and they can just leave, and nobody has to know that they've eaten off the Giving Wall. And I love it because in the past I've had people that have eaten off the Giving Wall and then came back months later and made a donation to the Giving Wall. So I like to see that full circle. And I have my kids here, and so they see the importance of that and community and
Mm.
helping others. And I just think it's great. It's a great lesson for everyone, basically.
No, I think it is. And things go up and down. I mean, the world has been wonky,
Yes.
with
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
COVIDs and,
Absolutely.
natural disasters and all kinds of things. And things shift all the time. And so it's, give when you can. And even if you can't, you still give what you can. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's about
I have
sharing. And
one.
that's that whole
I
thing about the highway is sharing to me. That's what it is.
Right. Right. That's kind of the whole goal, I think, is being a good neighbor and a good part of the community, but continue to offer on a broader scale too to roadies
Mhm.
and people that are, good grief, from all countries and all walks of life. So I think that's a valuable lesson there. And with the
Mhm.
Giving Wall, we have one little lady that came here to the cafe years ago. Now it's been almost 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago she was here. And every month she sends me a check, and she's from Texas. And every month she wants to make a donation to keep the Giving Wall going. And I just think that's incredible. We have people like that all across the world. And I think we have to focus on the good, in
Mhm.
people. And I think that that's one story that I really like to keep it going.
I think that's fantastic. I love it. I really do. Well, thanks for doing that. I think it's I like that because it's a win-win-win. I like the triple
Absolutely.
wins. There's
Yeah,
win-win, but I like the
absolutely.
triple.
And for me, it's just we just facilitate it. Really, the people in the
Hmm.
community are keeping it going. We're just the facilitators of it, and
Hmm.
I think it's a wonderful, and it's a great thing to offer.
Lastly, car groups. You've got to have car groups come through, right? On the
We
highways.
do. We do have some car groups that come through. I have, oh goodness, we've hosted the Mustang group several times, the Corvette Club, numerous times. They have quarterly outings, and so usually
Mhm.
we're one of the stops on the way to Branson to see a show. Um,
Oh.
and so we have a lot of little car clubs, actually some motorcycle
Mhm.
groups. We've had a couple bus tours that have stopped. We love
Cool.
to feed people. You know, if we know you're coming, we try to get ready for you and feed the whole crew. And that's kind of
So
what we've
let
been.
everyone know in advance. Yeah,
If you can, it would be great so that we have staffing and we can, handle your group because everybody, when you all hit at one time, I mean, the cafe does seat 95. So, we can handle a large group, but it just helps us to know in advance. And like I said, we've had, um, you know, Route 66 groups from Germany and Czech and different places that have came in and we're on the stop. We're one of the stops that they try to hit and try to, support along the way, which is great.
oh, I love it. So everyone can go to your website, highway. Is it highway-cafe.com? I closed my window down.
It's high
Way.
dash way cafe.com. Yes.
Yeah, that's right. High-waycafe.com. And you're on social media, Facebook and Instagram, and all the links are in the episode notes. And for the Western Motel, the best way, people just call you for reservations, right? Is that the best way?
They can call or they can message. We're on Facebook and Instagram as well. They can
Okay.
message and book it through there. We did just we're kind of getting set up with TripAdvisor, so now you can start to book through TripAdvisor if you'd like.
Oh, okay.
We're kind of experimenting with what will work best for us. We are a small mom and pop. It's my husband and I that are renting the rooms, cleaning the rooms, and maintenance of all the rooms. So it really just is easier just to message or to call us and to book it out.
Okay, cool, cool. And I will say this, that it is always cool just to go directly. Oh, I know I'm not supposed to talk like this, but it's true. Because
It
sometimes when you go through these other platforms, if you want to add a room or something, sometimes you can't. It's.
Right. Well, and
So
the rate will be cheaper through me, I'm sure. So, it's better for everyone if you can just, book through us. But that was exciting to us for us to get listed on that as well, and to
yeah,
kind of have a different platform than what we've had. But we're trying to really, step it up with the Western Motel. It needed a lot of love, and we've taken the time and the money and the energy to do that, and refurbished all 20 of our rooms.
that's a lot.
It is a lot. We just did it a little at a time over the last 4 years, and we still, still have Wi-Fi, and we have streaming television, and we offer all the comforts we try to. And then of course you have the Highway Cafe next door, so you can't go wrong.
Well, we can't wait to come see you. We want a highway burger, extra bacon for Nancy. She wants bacon, but we're gonna have to come see. We're gonna have to come stay at the motel and eat and have a good time and look at Vinita too, because with the new Jefferson Highway travel guide coming up, I think we're gonna be living on the highway for a while. I think
Right,
the next year
right,
we're gonna be going
absolutely,
up and down and up and down and up and down, and so. But it sounds fun to me. It's a beautiful area. So we can't
absolutely.
wait. We can't wait. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and
Oh,
we
you're
can't wait to
welcome.
see you.
All right. Well, I can't wait either. With the conference coming up soon, it's going to be a great time to be out, and I can't wait to visit with everyone. So,
Thanks, Beth.
thank you.
Thank you for joining us here on the Big Blend Radio Jefferson Highway Show. The show airs every fourth Thursday, and we encourage you to go to jeffersonhighway.org to learn more about the Jefferson Highway Association or even become a member. You can also dig into the history of the highway and share travel notes with friends at the Jefferson Highway Association Facebook group. Follow our shows at bigblendradio.com. Happy travels!